Welcome to Paano Ba To?
Second time.
Yes.
First on the podcast, pero before it was on YouTube.
Yes. Hey, I'm so happy to finally get to chat. And now we can add author.
I'm proud of you kasi ikaw matagal ka ng author.
Ah, grabe naman.
So proud of you. And
Oy,
now
thank
you have
you.
a podcast, may YouTube na yung book mo.
Thank
You're actually
you.
inspiring me right now. Iniisip ko, hey, why not? Maybe this can be a podcast someday, no?
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. Actually, yan na yung title mo, When Bad News is Good News. That's so podcasty na title. Tapos sabi nga natin, your picture here, parang si Julia Louis-Dreyfus sa podcast niya. So, ito na yon
So, session natin, magbe-brainstorm tayo sa
ng podcast. Oo. To follow yan. To follow. Pero yeah, author, congratulations on your book.
Thank you. Surprise yan. Hindi ko naisip na matatapos. Kasi I started writing during the pandemic and this was suggested by some followers, some friends on SOCMED. Sabi, Ate B, write a book. I didn't know what kind of book it would be. I had my regular reflection, Be Reflects. I don't know if you're familiar with that.
Hashtag Be Reflects on Instagram.
Yeah, all the time. So parang I would pray and I would have my reflections. Then somebody suggested, why don't you compile it into a book?
Yeah.
Somebody actually did, one of our followers, and she made a little booklet of my...
Like for real booklet?
Yung sa kanya lang, personal lang. I think it's easy na nowadays, no? You just print it and it's
That's
a little
true.
book. And then
parang ginawa niyang scrapbook.
Yeah, ganon.
How nice.
It was really their idea and their motivation.
Yeah.
But it wasn't really clear what the content would be. So, kaya ako lumapit sa group ni Brother Bo, The Feast Books.
Yeah.
Sabi ko, sige, I'll just keep sending the material. Bahala na, parang it was like very raw. I would wake up at 5 a.m., sometimes 4.
Yeah.
Sulat lang ako ng sulat. And
Yeah.
biglang nag-take form naman.
Yeah. And I told you, diba, it's a very light read. It's very you. Like, when you read the lines, I literally could hear Ate B in my ear saying the words. Even the switch from English to Taglish was very you. So, and definitely full of hope. Kasi yun naman siya, stories to keep your hope alive.
Naririnig mo talaga boses ko.
Oo, with the words, with the way you worded things. I wanted to, I guess, structure this conversation based on your book talaga because you have 16 chapters, 16 parts to this book. So I chose a few themes that you have here that I'd want to deep dive with you dito sa podcast. Kasi itong tatlong to na pinili ko, a lot of listeners of Paano Ba To, ito at ito pa rin ang tinatanong throughout the years.
Yeah?
Yes.
Also same issues.
Same issues. Nag-iiba lang ng generation, ng milieu, pero ito pa rin. So the first that I wanted to tackle, part 4 of your book is Befriending Anxiety. So obviously, mental health has been a huge topic, especially since the pandemic. And in this particular part of your book, you talked about those times that you experienced like the physical manifestation of anxiety.
I'm not sure. Kasi I spoke with a psychiatrist, ha. So parang interestingly enough, I didn't know na parang napoprocess siya ng isang psychiatrist or psychologist na I couldn't explain, ito yun nangyayari. Because I'm not breathing, so I'm having like parang acidic yung aking tiyan. Alam mo, it's all connected. So when I finally spoke with my psychiatrist, sabi ko, ito yung ginawa ko kasi I know that when I don't breathe, ito ang nangyayari. So I was very aware. I guess that's my blessing. Aware ako on what was happening to my body. Aware ako kung anong nangyayari sa mind ko. So I think that's the bonus na even if I didn't see a psychiatrist during my isolation, I knew what was happening and I kind of figured out how I could help myself. Because na rin, siguro, of my exposure to other people who are distressed. Siguro ganon. Because of observation lang din siguro.
Yeah.
Yun. So, what I did during my isolation, that was really the worst, diba? Being isolated. Alam ko, I had to breathe. So, I would really monitor na humihinga pa ba ako. Because alam ko, pag hindi ako humihinga, nahihilo na ako. Pag hindi ka nahihilo ka na, sasakit na ulo mo. Tapos, hinsyan mo na. Tapos, mag-hyperventilate ka na. And it all boils down to breathing pala kasi nakakalimutan natin huminga when we are thinking too much.
Yeah. Yeah.
So parang it's really just stopping. Parang kala mo, ang dali, no, when I talk about it. Parang mo, parang nung isolation, hindi ako parang mag-hyperventilate na in my room.
Yeah.
But now, it's befriending anxiety and knowing what is happening to your body when you're thinking a certain way.
Yeah.
So parang feeling ko, it's just new territory.
Mhm.
It is how it is. Parang alam mo yun, yung when you go to a place, somewhere new, so syempre it's unfamiliar and then suddenly you feel this way because you're scared.
Yeah.
So parang feeling ko, dapat alam mo, it's a new feeling because
Yeah.
it's a new experience also for you.
Right.
And what do you do about it? Parang ganun.
Ang interesting kasi ng choice mo of word, of all the words that you could put beside anxiety, ang pinili mo is befriending, meaning kakaibiganin mo, aalagaan mo, kikilalanin mo
Tutulungan
ang
mo.
anxiety.
But I think tama ka, kilalanin mo na what is happening to you. Na parang kasi sometimes ang immediate natin reaction, oh my God, ayoko to. No,
Right.
yung
Pushing
parang,
it away.
yeah.
Yeah.
But then you are more aware na, hey, why am I experiencing this? And maybe even having that internal dialogue with yourself. How are you? So what is happening to you today?
Yeah.
So why can't you sleep? Alam mo, things like this. How do you feel about this circumstance? And then kahit papaano, you don't have a psychiatrist there, but somehow you're listening to yourself.
Right.
So
Right.
feeling ko, maybe that's the reason why I called it befriending anxiety.
Right.
Kasi pinapakinggan mo, what do you do to a friend? Pinapakinggan mo siya, diba?
Tama din.
Pwede mo naman i-brush aside. Sometimes it works, but I think you have to process it.
Yeah. Yeah.
What's triggering your anxiety, diba? Yun.
Yeah. I was curious about how you see anxiety and like mental health issues kasi we were of the generation na wala, titigasan mo lang yung loob mo. 'Di ba when we were growing up, wala namang mental health. It's more
Ang
like when
dami
we
ng
were
terms ngayon, no?
Yeah, now kasi there's really like labels, people get help for it, but during our time, it's more like talagang wala naman yan, titiisin natin, lalo na even our parents' generation, di ba? Parang walang mental health. So, I guess I wanted to ask you, what is your, I guess, take on people na, yun nga, hirap to fully grasp it, lalo na when the younger generation always say, oh, I have to take care of my mental health. Versus our generation na parang, wala naman kaming time dati mag-take care of my mental health. We just like powered through and
Ganyan nga
Diba?
tayo. Ganyan nga tayo.
what
What's
are
my
your
take?
thoughts on that?
Well, true naman na iba yung attitude. I guess it all boils down on attitude din. During our time, ganun nga, parang, pero hindi ko nga rin alam, baka mamaya, for all we know, we didn't talk about it, pero baka mamaya yung mga issues natin lumabas later on because we didn't talk about it.
Right.
I'm not sure. So parang
Yeah.
feeling ko, if that's their issue, if this is the, pakinggan mo, listen to their issues. And
Yeah.
sige, they call the younger ones feeling entitled daw. That's what they say. Baka, pero feeling ko, it's a different time. Alam mo yun, parang feeling ko hindi naman, meron mga feeling entitled perhaps, pero meron rin namang pluses tong generation na to.
Yeah.
Diba?
for sure.
And I guess, titignan mo lang din on how you can maximize that kind of an attitude. I don't know, maybe they need more encouragement. I don't know how we should communicate with them. But ang tatalino nila, girl, whenever I talk to the younger ones, I'm really surprised. I feel that they're much older than me. Parang feeling ko ang dami-dami nilang alam. That's how I feel. Sabi ko, bakit ako parang isip bata? Bakit mas mature pa sila sa akin?
Super mature, super, well, it has a negative connotation now, but very woke, very purposeful. That's what I super appreciate about the younger generation. And siguro, na while you were talking, yung na-realize ko din na iba sa generation nila that we didn't have is social media. Dati, when we go home, pag uwi from school, wala na, kausap mo lang, family mo, mga kapatid mo, or whoever is in the house, yun lang yung voices in your head. But now, till the moment they go to sleep, there are 100 voices in their head via those they're scrolling.
Totoo naman yun. But more than that, I mean, we can always be preoccupied about other things and forgetting good conversation, di ba? It can be SOCMED, it can be what? Maybe even a good book, no? But feeling ko, ayoko maging enemy ang SOCMED. Alam mo yun? I'd really like to think na befriending social media.
Yeah, tool for good.
Alam
Sana.
mo, yun nga eh. But dapat aware. I think pinaka-importante all the time is being self-aware na, hey, this may be too much. And it's always about a balance anyway, right? Na parang, sumusobra na to. Ano yung napapabayaan ko because of this? Baka mamaya in fact, a lot of people are getting sick because they're already on SOCMED. They're not moving anymore. So dapat, instead of denying na may masamang epekto ang social media. Of course, anything too much has bad effects on you. Yeah. So feeling ko, yun lang, parang just being open na it's not the enemy. Parang pera dati, di ba sabi nila, evil ang money. But you can always use social media for good and you can always use money for good.
Yeah, everything in moderation.
Moderation lang, di ba?
Totoo din naman. Totoo din naman.
Yun nga eh. Well, this is your podcast. Di ba yung anak mo hindi mo masyado sinosokmed, right?
Yeah.
Why? Tell me.
When I was pregnant with my firstborn, I read an article that made such an impression on me. Pregnant pa lang siya. And she was like, the article went something like, what would you do if you're 18 years old, you Google yourself, and then suddenly there are all these videos and photos of you that you had no consent to spread online. And there's nothing you can do about it. It's there forever. And I was really like, I personally would freak out if that was me. So I wouldn't want my kids to, yun nga, have any digital imprint online that will embarrass them, that will make them feel like their privacy was violated. So that's why me and my husband were very, very careful about
Parang ginawang photo album yung social media.
I mean, to each his own. Kasi I know din naman that some parents, it's really their joy. And they also find joy that people find joy in their kids' pictures. So I guess kanya-kanya talaga. But sa amin, that's our comfort zone.
And there's real danger also, right?
Oh, super. Super talaga.
Oo, totoo naman yung danger doon.
Yeah.
But how far can you actually protect your children, no?
Ang hirap. Lalo na now with AI, parang nakakaloka. They just have, just with one picture, what people can do with AI. So parang
Ang hirap, no?
Ang hirap.
Feeling ko importante talaga kahit kanino yung dumadaan sa hirap. Na it won't be easy, but really just educating them on how to navigate through the challenges.
Yeah.
Kasi for sure, yung balang araw, iba na yung challenge doon, iba na yung problema because of SOCMED. But alam mo yun, yung healthy attitude towards problems. Feeling ko yan yung maituturo mo sa anak or sa ibang tao is the healthy attitude towards whatever when bad things happen to your life. No, siguro kaya rin yan na parang bad things really will happen to your life.
I like how you phrased it, healthy attitude. I hope that that's what Paano Ba To has been doing through videos and through the podcast na parang we like providing perspectives na parang you don't necessarily have to 100% believe and agree with what the guest is saying, but meron kang, I can look at things that way. Which brings me to my next point that I love here. I love that you said that yung parang a healthy attitude towards challenges kasi we can't protect even ourselves from whatever challenge or hardship will come our way, but having that mindset na mas, healthy would help. You have a chapter here that is such a powerful title.
Which one?
Cry, Then Move On.
Uh-oh.
And you start the chapter by sharing a story of one of your idols and Ninang's, who is super my idol too, Cheche Lazaro. Can you share that story to everyone about the start of this Cry But Move On with Ma'am Cheche?
I was with Probe Team for 3 years. And then,
3 lang ba? It feels
years.
like more.
Oo, kasi,
okay.
Wow, we went through a lot together sa Probe
yeah.
Of course, oo. Yeah, 3 years in Probe lang pala, oo. Tapos, Tapos, well, admittedly, ako yung palaging iyakin. Mabilis ako umiyak. Tapos,
Mabilis din
mabilis
ako
talaga.
umiyak.
Tapos,
Feeling ko kaya hindi news ang tinahak ko eh. Pero doon din naman nakapunta kasi in entertainment naman, bawat bata na matanggal sa competition or ma-evict na housemate are like crying.
ouch, ang
Yeah,
sakit
iyakin.
nun ha.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
masakit yun kasi
Yeah.
syempre it's real sa kanila.
Yes, real feelings.
Oo.
Yeah. Okay, sorry.
Anyway.
So,
cry
you
and
were-
move on.
yes. Oo.
So, alala ko, meron kaming survival challenge in Probe. Sina Love Anyover. Sasabihin niya, laban ka, Badet, laban! Iba rin yung pinagdaanan ni
Sorry,
Love.
survival challenge meaning physical
Oh,
challenge?
yeah. Parang it's not survival. Mga amazing
Yeah,
race.
yeah.
And we were like in 2 teams. Tapos kami ni Love ang magkasama doon sa aming survival challenge in Davao. Samal, Davao. Tapos, grabe talagang iyak na ako ng iyak. Si Love, being the palaban that she is. Iba sabi sa ibang may experience kasi laki sa hirap naman si Lovey. Badet, laban! Sabi niya, wag kayo iyak, laban! Nagaganon. And pag may umaaway sa akin, dapat daw hindi ako nagpapaaway. Iiyak lang talaga ako. So parang, nag-evolve na rin siguro. Talagang before I was more iyakin. Tapos na-realize ko, pwede kang umiyak, pero up to a certain point lang din. Kasi, you have to think clearly.
Yeah.
So, tama naman umiyak ka, but how can you decide when emotions mo yung yung nagdo-dominate sa feeling mo? So, I think because of all the experiences, parang I'm not as emotional now. Parang siguro nag-mature na rin ako. Dahil ang dami ko nang pinagdaanan.
Yeah.
Parang mas emotional kapag bago. But, dapat palagi kang babalik ko, anong gagawin mo ngayon?
Yeah.
Parang it's more that, sige, anong gagawin mo? Anong kailangan mong gawin?
Yeah.
And then you think more clearly kasi tinigilan mo na yung pag-iyak mo. Yun. I also interviewed, by the way, si VP Lenny Robredo. Yan din, parang, dito ba sa chapter na to,
I
yung...
think so. You have a picture with her here.
With her na hindi siya iyakin. Hindi siya iyakin. Hindi siya umiyak nung natalo siya. Tapos, sa mga anak niya, hindi siya magaling daw magbigay ng comfort. Yun, tipong, yung what's the name of her bunso? Si Jillian, when she was crying daw sa abroad. Parang nag-moment daw, parang tigilan mo yung Jillian, hindi siya yung parang, hindi ka binibaby. Hindi niya binibaby yung mga anak niya. Pero alam mo, minsan you want somebody to comfort you, someone who'll just allow you to cry. Pero there's also wisdom in listening to that other person who's telling you, oy, tama na yan. Okay na yan. Kasi habang pinag-uusapan mo, it's just 2 things Parang binibaby mo yung feeling, and which you don't want that, right? Or, tuloy na, tapos na. Ano pang magagawa mo?
Yeah.
Work on it. Parang ganun.
Yeah. I'm curious kasi throughout your career, Ma'am Cheche has been like a constant, yun nga, idol, mentor, everything. Ninang. No, for you, I wish. Ako, like, textmate, happy na ako. Syempre, you've had to cover also a lot of difficult stories on the field. Did you ever like ask her advice on that? Yung parang paano maging tough when you're really a softie? Did you ever ask her advice on that?
Alam mo, yan yung naging crossroads sa buhay ko before. I was with Probe doing investigative work, and then I was also with Wish Ko Lang, and I was a fairy godmother for Wish Ko Lang. So medyo nako-conflict na ako. Parang I had 2 personalities na. Tapos, sabi niya lang sa akin, find your voice. Na parang I didn't have to be like her. Alam mo, idol ko siya, right? But I have to be who I am. Or sabi nga nung isang batang na-interview ko, Anika ko, the best version of yourself. And you can't be anybody else. Before we had this conversation ni Bianca, ang idol mo ay si Tweety De Leon.
Ay, oo naman. My life peg.
And life before, UKG days, magkasama tayo. My life peg was Checha Lazaro. But now, hindi na. Not because I don't love her or respect her. Naisip ko, ibang-iba. And you'll have to be more of who you are.
Right. Anika ko, as in, minimiss you? Tama ba ako? Si
cute
Minnie
ni
Miss
Adi.
You.
Oo, si
Oo, si
Minnie.
Trending. Ano
Tapos,
yung sinabi niya?
you have to be the best version of yourself.
Diba? Siya kaya yun? Or narinig niya somewhere?
I think baka rin sa environment kasi
Yeah.
very positive rin yung parents niya eh.
Yeah,
So
that's
malamang
true.
good environment. Ganun naman yun, di ba? What you hear
Yeah.
in the family, usually
Yeah.
it's what you say rin naman in public. Yun.
Yeah. So how have you since then? Parang kasi even if you're more in public service, seeing you throughout your career, I think you're still very tough with everything you've had to endure, both on the field, off cam, in your life. I guess I wanted to ask you parang how do you stay tough but at the same time you're still true to that softie that you are inside? How do you balance that?
Simple.
Because you're also a softie.
Yeah, very much. Para sa akin, gratefulness. It's that attitude of gratefulness every day. I don't know if it's toughness pero alam mong every opportunity, every moment is a blessing. So, hindi ko nga naiisip na confidence, but more like gratefulness na you don't want to waste every opportunity dahil nandyan siya. So, parang sa akin, very healthy yung being grateful. Kasi kung grateful ka, like kanina, meron ako na interview, meron sugat sa tagiliran, no? I forget na kung anong sakit ni tatay. This is on teleradyo. Yeah. So, madami tayong mga cases na mga may sakit. And yet, ang sabi niya, my gosh, kung may ganun ako, parang gusto ko nang mamatay, hindi na ako makalabas. Sabi niya, hindi pa ako kinukuha ng Diyos. Ibig sabihin, may silbi pa ako. So, hindi siya nagsasulk. Ayaw siyang kunin ni God, buhay pa siya. Ibig sabihin, I'm still here for a reason. And feeling ko, it's that attitude of gratefulness and also surrender at the same time.
Yeah.
Na feeling ko, hindi ka naman nandun para like, always fighting. In fact, hindi eh.
Yeah.
Parang feeling ko, there's a balance between surrender and with surrender, there's a different kind of courage also.
Yeah.
Alam mo yun, yung alam mong you're not in control. So what are you fighting? It's more like surrendering and living the day to the fullest each time, di ba? Yun, I think it's more that than being tough. Yeah. Does that make sense?
Makes sense.
It
No,
makes
and
sense,
parang
no?
ang looking at your...
Kasi parang with resisting, when you say, I'm fighting it, I'm still resisting it, right? But if I'm grateful for what's there and maximizing every opportunity, so I don't see it as toughness. It's more like gratefulness, maybe.
Very you. Very, like parang ang looking at your career journey, that has been like a main value, a main pillar for you. Baka siguro now mo na lang nilabel as that.
Yeah, nakakapagod kasi when you're always fighting something and you're like thinking na you're like, going against, alam mo yun? Parang feeling ko, meron namang way of like the humble warrior. Hindi ka naman kailangan palaging pasugod eh.
Yeah.
There's also always a way of, paano ba? Facing life. Oo.
Paano ba?
Diba, gets mo? Yung parang nakakapagod.
Ang ganda ng humble warrior. That's a great visual for us.
When I do my yoga, sabi ko, diba ang dami, may dancing warrior, may ganyan. Ako, humble warrior yung favorite ko, na parang, sige lang.
I wanted to go to the last part, which for me is such a beautiful phrasing, and I love this part of your book as well. Very relevant to everyone listening to Paano Ba To? Finding meaning. I mean, that is like such a powerful driving force kasi parang feeling ko whenever, again, we go through something in life, finding meaning is always that driver. It's always that parang it keeps you going. So can you share with us what finding meaning means to you?
I guess para kung tubig talaga, girl, na parang if hindi pwedeng diretso, I think I'm more that. Yung parang makakahanap ng ibang, kung hindi pwede to, hanap ako, tuloy lang.
Yeah.
Gets mo? Yung water, di ba ganon? Yung kung hindi pwede to, pupunta siya kung saan may butas na pwedeng pagsingitan. As long as you know that you did everything that you could. My field work is my witnessing kung paano sila how do you still find purpose in your life when you've lost everything?
Yeah.
Babalik talaga sa Diyos eh. And this is what I noticed, Bianca. I've been to different places in the country. And what I noticed, yung mga lugar na mas nagdadasal, mas nakaka-cope easier and with much lightness. True. Ayokong magbanggit ng place, or I'll just say it's Bohol, not to compare it with other areas. May kanya-kanyang strength bawat areas na napuntahan ko. But in Bohol, it's their faith. Na nagpunta ako doon, parang dahil madasalin sila doon na parang feeling nila nagiba yung mga churches nila because they're being called to go back to church. Na nagdadasal sila. Ang gaan nung it was a devastation. It was a calamity area. But may hope pa. Alam mo yon. So para it was really hard to explain. Same with people na may sakit tapos nagdadasal. Kapag may Diyos ang tao, mas nakaka-cope na alam na may plano sa'yo ang Diyos. And alam ko rin sa mga Western books, sinasabi nila anybody with that spiritual anchor, mas nakaka-cope din talaga than doon sa mga walang Diyos. So, that's my witnessing naman. That's why this book happened. Kasi ang common theme naman sa lahat ng mga taong in a bad place, kapag may Diyos sila, parang nagkakaroon ng dahilan to keep on going.
Right.
Parang mas may context.
Yeah. That light, that hope. Yeah, you share many stories in this book na parang ganun nga. And I actually don't know if you're aware, pero si Finding Meaning, nalaman ko lang din to sa pandemic because I was listening to the podcast of Brené Brown. So merong tinatawag na 5 stages of grief, right? Denial, anger, bargaining, depression, acceptance, I believe. And then si David Kessler came up with a 6th stage. Sabi nila, usually after acceptance, parang, so what's after acceptance? Closure lang ba? So David Kessler did research, did studies, and defined the 6th step as finding meaning.
Oh.
It's the 6th stage of grief according to him. Yes. Kasi parang what happens after something.
Natanggap mo,
Finding meaning.
Yeah.
So, I mean, seeing all the stories that you saw on the ground, and you mentioned this in your book nga na parang sometimes you can't help but acknowledge na you're going through something hard but they're going through something harder, but then valid pa rin naman yung pinagdadaanan mo. How has your field work through the many, many years informed your process of finding meaning with the difficult things that happen in your life?
Which one? Dapat ata mag-zoom in ako sa isa.
You can choose any that you are comfortable enough to talk about.
Marami, from my Bell's palsy to our miscarriage. Well, kasi anong magagawa mo kung hindi pwede? Basta importante, ginawa mo ang lahat. And if you've done everything and wala pa din, definitely may plano ang Diyos sa'yo sa ibang bagay, right? I mean, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. So, again, you go back to gratefulness. Gratefulness na minahal ka ng asawa mo in spite of everything. Gratefulness na ang dami mo pang pwedeng gawin. Yeah. Parang niisip kong finding meaning ang ating topic. Sabi ko, binigyan ako ni God ng daming oras to do other things. Alangan na naman, magpapakasarap lang ako dahil wala akong inaalagahang bata. Definitely, yung free time ko, I should be doing something more. That's actually how I feel. Binigyan ako ni God ng free time, I should be doing something more for others, sabi ko. And sabi nga nila, maganda tong sinabi nung, di ba I vlogged about it. Ang sinabi na, so much love to give. And I have so much love to give. Exactly. Sabi ko, hindi ako mag-i-implode. Dapat, alam mo yon, dapat palabas pa rin. And ang paniniwala ko, kapag nasasaktan tayo or when something traumatic happens, sabi ko, minsan bumabalik tayo sa self-preservation. Nangangalyo na tayo. But mas lalo kang nabubulok inside when you do that. feeling ko dapat nagfo-flow pa rin. Kahit na traumatic, kahit na painful, dapat nagmamahal ka pa rin. And that's how grace, paano pabalik yung grasya sa iyo.
Yeah.
And that's how I feel Parang, even if it's hard during the pandemic, for example, sabi ko, hindi pwedeng mag-stop yung pagbibigayan, hindi mo, and everybody was isolated. So in my little community, nagbibigay ako doon. Wala lang. Kasi I just knew from experience that you cannot be disconnected from people. You have to reassure people that somebody's there for them. I was doing that for them, thinking na somebody else might need it. Pero ang nakakagulat, bumabalik yung grasya all the time.
Yeah.
So feeling ko, so that's how life is. Magpo-flow naman siya
Yeah.
As long as you treat traumas as opportunities to grow and learn.
Yeah.
Pero, ang trauma nandyan, hindi para tumigil ka magmahal o magtiwala. Nandun yun just to make you wiser. Pero dapat yung kabutihan, hindi siya magsa-stop. So I think that's why or if I seem optimistic, I think that it's because of that dahil hindi ko sinasara yung puso ko kahit na masakit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's so beautiful, and that still ties to the flowing like water metaphor you gave earlier, that you're always like water. Pasok na pasok pa rin yun. And I remember actually that first time that you guested on Paano Ba To, when you were talking, naalala ko din something beautiful you said there. And you can search for this on YouTube. Just type Paano Ba To, Bernadette Sembrano. You mentioned this naman about your dad, and it was actually him and your desire to honor him that you started singing.
Yeah.
And now you're like a legit singer. Guys, you can search for her on Spotify as in Bernadette Sembrano.
Singer-songwriter daw.
Yes, singer-songwriter. Sorry, I stand corrected.
I'll call it as, may label na ako as I was writing the book. Sabi ko, Infinity Stone.
As in like Thanos, ganon?
Like Thanos.
Infinity Stones?
Exactly. It makes you stronger. And gives you more power. Paano? No, it actually began with Molly. Molly is the first yung daughter namin na nagkaroon kami ng miscarriage. When we lost Molly, I told myself, how will I honor her? Paano ko siya mamahalin kahit wala na siya? And in honoring her, I lived the life that I hoped for her. Kasi meron akong little book na hindi ko na mahanap sa bahay. Pero nisulat ko yun kasi I was already in my 40s. Pangarap ko, sana live your passion, sana serve in church, sana this. May maging mabuti siyang tao para may mga habilin ako in case na I die, para alam mo kung bata pa siya. Anyway, it didn't happen. Pero sabi ko, how do I remember her? How do I honor her? But through my life.
Yeah.
So that's when I started singing, joining the choir. Kumanta ako. Ako yung nag-serve. Ako yung pumunta doon na parang life is short. So napunta ako sa choir ngayon. And blessing din na I was prayerful, na meron akong relationship sa Diyos at saka meron akong support group sa choir. Papa naman passed away. So sabi ko, how do I honor Papa? Sabi ko, sige pa, whenever I sing, I'll remember you. O di, yan na nga, Papa passed away, kanta pa rin ako na kanta sa choir. Kasi in my heart, sige, I'll remember Papa whenever I sing.
Yeah.
Nakakatulong pala yon when you do something in honor of someone that you lost. So, kanta ako ng kanta and then I started hearing music. And then, naging songwriter ako. Tuloy pa din. Adi, sige. And then this happened. Natapos ko yung book. So, the third bubog is this one, yung hindi nagtuloy yung implant ng embryo. And I finished the book. Sabi ko, it's for you actually. Sa kanya nakadedicate. I love you. I don't know what will happen.
Yeah.
Nakapause lang naman ako. But feeling ko dapat tuloy lang yung pagmamahal. Yun. So parang I finished the book. So parang it's always honoring someone.
Yeah.
Ayoko nang may honor. Baka kung ano pang magawa ko. Okay na to. Quote na to. May libro na tayo. Pasado ng, alam ko marami akong daliri, pero 3 na yun na major. But that's really how I see it.
Yeah.
Pag mahal mo ang isang tao, dapat lumiliwanag ka dapat dahil mahal mo, hindi dumidilim.
That's so beautiful.
Diba? Mahal mo nga eh. And that person will always be part of you.
Mhm.
Nobody can take that away from you.
Yeah.
Diba? Parang even if you forget them, they will always be part of you.
Yeah.
And how can you glorify them or even remember them but with the life that you live?
Yeah.
So yun yung disposition ko.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And now immortalized through songs, through a book, and through whatever it is na
Oh my
gagawin
God,
pa ni Ate B
nag-podcast ako.
in the coming months, in the
Oh my
coming
gosh,
years,
ayoko na ng
abangan.
bubog sa podcast. Magpa-podcast ako kahit wala pang bubog.
Oo, hindi.
Oo,
The past bubogs are enough to carry naman
Oo.
until the future. Dala-dala
Yeah.
mo yun. I just remembered also like si Andrew Garfield, 'di ba? He said that parang grief is unexpressed love.
It is. Exactly. Nasabi ko, no matter how painful it is, alam mo how I see it? If it's so painful, and it is physical pain that you feel, no?
Yes.
Sabi ko, ay, ganito kalaki yung pagmamahal ko.
Mhm.
That's why it hurts.
Yeah.
Di ba?
Mm-mm.
So you feel how ang laki ng pagmamahal mo, even the void. Can you imagine how big that love is to create such a void in your heart?
Yeah.
Eh pag pinalabas mo, ang dami mo pa mabibigay.
Mm-mm.
Diba? Kung maramdaman mong, ay, ganito katindi yun.
Yeah.
But I don't naman try to make, sabi ko nga, the pain will never go away naman talaga.
Mhm.
You just live with the pain.
Yes.
Diba?
Agree. Yeah. I mean, that's a beautiful way to honor and to pay it forward to those going through a challenging time when bad news is good news. Wait, so you were at the MIBF, but how do they get this? Oh, through Feastbooks.
Feastbooks, yes. May booth sila doon. But it will
No,
be...
and you're here.
Yeah.
It's
Yes.
all here. It's in the e-commerce sites. It's on the website of Feastbooks.
And it will be in the major bookstores daw. Kaya excited ako.
yeah. Are you gonna have book signings for this?
I believe so. But they're the marketing team is the one scheduling.
Yeah.
I don't know what they have in mind. Pero excited ako sa bookstore.
Yeah.
Kahit hindi siya nasa harap, ilalagay ko sa harap, tapos pipicturean ko.
Nasa
Babalik ko
harap
na sa
yan.
shelf.
Usually they put it like that tapos nakaayos pa.
Tapos sabi ko,
Bernadette Sembrano.
bili kayo. But I really hope that people will get inspiration from this. Kasi it's 20 years of my field work na oftentimes you ask ourselves, ba't ngumingiti yan? Laki-laki ng problema nila. And I still feel that's that way. Ba't nakakangiti pa yung mga Pilipino? Grabe yung problema.
Mm-mm.
Imagine being or having that privilege. Imagine that. I had that privilege as a reporter, as a public service reporter, to see the Filipino at their worst state.
Yeah.
And yet, may light. Imagine how much that transformed me as a human being.
Yeah.
Yun eh.
Yeah.
So, kung ano man yung sinasabi ko, if I seem optimistic or I don't know if mukha akong hopeful in any way, it's really because of that witnessing.
Yeah.
That witnessing.
I'm glad I got to hear the stories and the point of view firsthand from you. Kasi honestly, when I was reading it, parang I'm like bitten. I wanted like a deeper dive into the story. But I know that syempre you wanted to keep the book concise at the same time busog, which it is. So I think this podcast episode is a perfect accompaniment. Yeah. Kumbaga RRL if you do finally get to read Ate B's book. Thank you so much
Thank
for your
you.
time, for joining me here again on Paano Ba To? Yeah. I just want to ask like one final advice to everyone who is listening, who might be going through something challenging. I know that you've talked about gratefulness a lot, and I 100% agree with that. But yeah, to anyone listening to this right now, watching this right now, who's going through something tough, do you have words of wisdom you'd like to share with them?
Well, nothing is easy. Wala naman talagang madali. Pero ang sabi ko nga, celebrate your bubog. It's there. Diba? Celebrate your brokenness even. Yeah. Hindi siya liability, hindi siya minus.
Yeah.
In fact, if you embrace it and learn from it, process it, feeling ko, like the song that I wrote, bubog ka, pero diamante ka. Yeah. So, I don't know what your brokenness is, pero ako naniniwala ako. Just give it time and you will shine.
Yeah. Pang beauty queen yung ending na yun,
And I want to write another song.
I love that. Material. May material na. Thanks so much, Ate B.
Thank you.
I love this conversation. Salamat.
Thank you.